Welcome to HITC Sport. Me and predictions go together about as well as Russell Brand and soap. Me and predictions, it's about a relationship as healthy as Sid and Nancy's. I was clearly born with a predisposed allergy to predicting anything. Thank Christ I'm not a doctor, otherwise I'd be telling pregnant women that they're about to give birth to a bowling ball. We get it, okay? I can't predict. In the same way someone with a broken spine can't walk. So there. Feel good about mocking me now? I've had this since birth. Lads, when I was a child, I remember telling the teacher I wanted to be a giraffe. Clearly I have a brain that looks like milky porridge. But you know what? Maybe the tides will turn in my favor for the Euros. Who knows? Let's just crack into it. Here I am making a fist of predicting Euro 2020's group stage. I'll do a knockout round prediction in a few weeks. But to be fair, as far as knockout tournaments go, I think I did well with my Champions League predictions last autumn. So maybe I'll get some of these right. So maybe it's just that I can't predict the Premier League table or what year my dad will come back with the shreddies. Right, let's go. Group A, first Italy. Listen, Roberto Mancini is a divisive character. Before he took the job as national team manager of Italy, I'd say mentioning his name in a Milan airport would be like telling a boxing purist that you're impressed by Logan Paul's jab. Be prepared to get a banana smoothie chucked in your face. Well now lads, he took over an embarrassing Italian mess. A team who'd failed to qualify for the 2018 World Cup, with Ace Ventura's creepy dad stuck in the dugout. Do you reckon the Italians were a forgiving bunch?
Oh, he's an idiot. He's a massive idiot.
Poor old Louis Beneventi, he looked close to ripping his eyeballs out and feeding them to the ducks. But Mancini comes in and suddenly 23 wins from 32 games. Even more than that, 8 clean sheets in a row. This might just be the best job he's ever done. And he got Julian Lescott to win the Premier League. They're going to have another monster of a tournament. So with this group, 9 points in top of the group. And you know what lads, during the group stage, they'll only concede once. Trust me, sink it in. Oh by the way, let's try and have many subscribers as soon as possible. Let's have a big push before the tournament. If you're not subscribed and you want to see plenty more content like this, then just smack that big fat red button in the face. And yeah, absolute legends. Let's just get back into the video. Second, Turkey. Turkey are in a weird run of form. 2020 was surely one of the most chaotic and frustrating years to be a Turkish fan. I mean, to be fair, it was a traumatic time for the whole planet. You ever spend 6 weeks trying to teach your cat how to play chess? And there is nothing sadder than eating a Christmas dinner that you bought from a Costa Coffee drive-thru. Anyway, my point is that they were forced to endure 5 draws in a row. You would have assumed with their assortment of Turkish defensive delight that they'd be clean sheet demons. No, they've drawn 3-3 3 times in the space of 6 months. You'd expect that sort of chaotic defending from Dustin the Turkey, but not a backline featuring Kalgar Soyuncu and Meri Demiral. This isn't a stellar Turkish team, don't expect any Euro 2008 miracles, but they'll grind out a narrow 1-0 win over Wales in Baku. Fond memories for Aaron Ramsey, by the way, making a 13-hour round trip to that city to watch his Arsenal team get utterly flattened by Chelsea in the Europa League final. The moment he steps foot on that pitch, he'll probably be struggling to hold down his morning weedos. The flashbacks he'll get. It'd be a bit like me the next time I step foot in my uncle's basement, just convulsions and crying on the floor. Anyway, yes, traveling to Rome to face Italy on Italian soil in the city of the Colosseum. There's probably still fragments of broken teeth belonging to the gladiators buried in the soil. Look away now, Turkey. No team has beaten Italy in a competitive fixture in Rome since they lost 3-0 to Hungary in 1953. They'll beat Switzerland in Baku, so yeah, 6 points in second place. Third, Wales. How do you prepare for an international tournament when your manager's awaiting trial after being accused of headbutting his girlfriend in the face? It's the elephant in the room that nobody in the Wales camp is talking about. I'm sorry, just seamlessly trying to swap him with Robert Page. It's like when Christopher Nolan recast Batman's girlfriend and expected everyone not to notice. Oh, I guess Katie Holmes has just grown a stronger jaw in the last 3 years then. Must have been eating a lot of broccoli. Very good, now back to shoveling popcorn in my face. Come on, Nolan, give us a little bit of credit. And similarly, no, Giggs is arguably the most famous Welsh face of all time. Rob Page, by contrast, looks like Nicky Butt and used to manage Port Vale. What business does he have telling Gareth Bale where to play? At Euro 2016, Wales had the momentum. A united country, a manager they believed in, who'd rebuilt the shattered puzzle after Gary Speed's tragic death, rest in peace. But here, how can they be expected to perform when their manager is probably spending this summer watching a box set of Prison Break? Guess I'm not the only one getting a tattoo this summer. Wales Euro 2020 hopes, at the risk of sounding like one of the sexually frustrated nerds off Scooby-Doo,
I've got a bad feeling about this one, Scoop.
their opening match with Switzerland is a mammoth game. Gareth Bale will step up, they'll squeak a 1-goal win. So yeah, third on 3 points and scraping by the width of a squirrel's eyelash into the knockout rounds. Fourth, Switzerland. Switzerland have a gloriously average history of the European Championships, so for those of you offended that I've stuck them last, may I remind you, you've only ever won 2 games in this competition's history. Listen, I know they've just won 6 games in a row, but have you seen the caliber of teams they've faced? I mean, sure, it's a nice ego boost, I guess, but it's a bit like beating up a bunch of TikTokers as preparation for a pro boxing fight. No. Sorry lads, but you'll choke here. 3 defeats, 0 points. It's gonna look pretty damn ugly. Group B. First, Belgium. Easy. Isn't light work? Isn't that what everyone says these days? Light work? Well, this is the case for Belgium. Roberto Martinez might as well spend the month asleep. Because I'm sorry, even your local barber could see this Belgium squad to the top of the group. The only way Belgium won't finish top is if their chef bakes them a pre-match meal using stale milk and 7-week-old lasagna. Price well, but even then they'll probably still stumble the way to top of the group, in between the likes of De Bruyne and Lukaku spewing up mouthfuls of their own blood on the turf. I'm not sure what caused Belgium's golden generation. Their sudden influx of talent, there's no reason for this. Did the government just spike the condoms with Pele's blood? Clearly this country's women must have spent the 80s eating a high protein diet and doing cervical crunches in the kitchen. Maybe the government instructed them all to watch tapes of Brazil whilst giving birth. I don't know what the reason for this is. To be honest, there was probably more chance of aliens landing in Antwerp for this to happen. But anyway, they win all the 3 games. Romelu Lukaku will help himself to a hat-trick against Finland, put himself in prime position for the golden boot. Just you wait and see. Second, Denmark. It's middle of the thing. Denmark won Euro 92 and have managed to win just 3 games in this tournament in the nearly 30 years since. But this is a decent Denmark team, and crucially, Christian Eriksen is back on form. After a worrying 6-month period where Antonio Conte clearly valued him the same way you'd value a skid mark on your thigh. They're in good form. Don't forget they beat England last Halloween. And lads, I know the tournament is spread across the continent, but no lads, don't overlook the fact that Denmark are playing this group stage in Denmark. All 3 of their games are in Copenhagen. How is this fair? Who needs a training camp? The players could realistically spend the month just sleeping at their parents' house. Comfortable home wins over Finland and Russia. Yeah, they'll lose to Belgium, but second in the group on 6 points. Third, Russia. Again, Russia have got 2 games in Russia, playing both Belgium and Finland in Petersburg. And considering this team are off the back of a glittering World Cup campaign in Russia, you'd expect similar results, right? No, it's an aging, burnt out Russian team. Don't forget, they got slapped 5-0 by Serbia in November. A Serbia team not even good enough to qualify for this goddamn tournament. They'll beat Finland, squeak 3 points, but that's about it. Please don't send Khabib to burn down my house. Fourth, Finland. I can already smell football hipsters across the planet tipping Finland to do well, trying to be the first ones in line to predict them for an Iceland-esque miracle at their first ever European Championships. Listen, good for them. I'm sorry, your national team is in for a world of pain. Your preparation for this tournament. No wins in 6 games and you've just lost at home to Estonia. Clearly there's a good feel-good spirit around the squad. And I haven't forgotten the fact that you sent shockwaves across the planet by beating France on their own soil. But considering the fact you're playing both Denmark and Russia in their own backyards and given a mammoth game against a Belgium team who will pick you apart like Swiss dry cheese, 0 points and a goal difference of -8. Group C. First, Ukraine. This is the most unpredictable group. If Netherlands still had Ronald Koeman and Virgil van Dijk, they'd be one of the contenders for the title. But Holland never do half measures. They either do really well and reach at least the semi-finals, or absolutely stink it up in the group. To be fair, this is an easy, straightforward group, but to show the length of Frank de Boer's ineptitude, they'll still allow Ukraine to win this group. I'm predicting Andrei Shevchenko's men will stifle them in Amsterdam and grab a draw, then beat North Macedonia 2-0 in Bucharest before squeaking out a 1-goal win over Austria. Trust me lads, there are usually managers who come out from underneath the radar to leave these tournaments with such high stocks. And so after July, Andrei Shevchenko is going to be the man linked with top jobs across the globe. Maybe not at Inter Milan though. Second, Netherlands. Like I said, Holland either do brilliantly or implode. If they were in any other group, I'd be predicting a meltdown to such epic proportions, but come on. Even the Boer can steer these players past Austria and the tip of Macedonia. All their matches are in Amsterdam, you know, the city that smells like Snoop Dogg's clothes. 5 points second, but just wait for the meltdown in the knockout rounds. Third, Austria. Listen, Austria are no world beaters at all, but it's a manageable group to not disgrace themselves. I'm predicting they'll start off by beating North Macedonia 2-1 in Bucharest. They'll get a draw with Holland before narrowly losing a crucial final match against Ukraine. That leaves them third in the group on 4 points. It's not terrible. Fourth, North Macedonia. Like Finland, I just know everyone is having a love-in for North Macedonia right now. And you know what? It is annoying. Please stop. This country are clearly there just to make up the numbers. Please tell me people aren't out there thinking this country can actually qualify, using a nearly 40-year-old Goran Pandev up front. Please tell me there aren't people who actually believe this. I know they beat Germany last year. And yeah, that would have probably melted everyone's circuits. But who else have they beat? Estonia, Georgia, Kosovo, Armenia, Israel? Oh yes, titans of the sport. 0 points, bottom of the group, goodbye. Group D, first England.
It's coming home!
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to hearing that song infect my ears this month. First game, a revenge clash with Croatia at Wembley. You just know that's how it's going to be marketed, even though England have actually since beaten Croatia since that World Cup semi-final. You know, as a 2-1 home win in the Nations League nearly 3 years ago. So shouldn't it be Croatia who are the ones seeking revenge? No? Listen, England have a great squad. You will obviously not win this competition. Honestly, if you do, I'll spend an entire weekend living outside of Wembley in a cardboard box, and you can all throw your lunch leftovers at my face. Won't that be fun? Oh, what a great Sunday that'll be. You'll win this group. It'll be a narrow 2-1 win over Croatia, which will get everyone excited before again thumping Scotland 3-0 at Wembley, before grinding out a boring 1-0 win over the Czech Republic. But just wait for the knockout rounds. Second Croatia. This isn't the same Croatian team from the 2018 World Cup, alright? They're older, they've lost key players. Yeah, a losing start to England won't be ideal, but they'll recover to beat the Czechs 3-1 in Glasgow before travelling to Hampden Park to face a Scotland team fighting for their lives. I see that one as a 1-1 draw, so what's that? Second on 4 points, I guess. Third, Scotland. Scotland fans must be dripping from the mouth with excitement right now. Not only are you back in a major tournament, but you've got 2 games in Glasgow. The improvement job Steve Clarke has done is immense, and you've got momentum and Che Adams. It'll be a big 2-0 win over the Czechs in Glasgow. Sure, you'll have your arses handed to you by England, but then a dramatic draw with Croatia. Third, 4 points and separated on goal difference, but still through to the next round. Fourth, Czech Republic. Oh lads, this is going to be sad. I remember when Czech Republic were actually good at tournaments, but look at them now, about to finish bottom of their group behind Scotland with 0 points. Pavel Nedved will be turning in his grave. Group E, first Spain. Here's the size of Spain's task this month. Beat Sweden, Poland and Slovakia on home soil. Think you can manage that? Honestly, it's like being given a daily to-do list of eating a bowl of Cocoa Pops, stacking the dishwasher and going to bed. It's remarkably easy. I reckon you could probably stick the dog off Britain's Got Talent into Spain's defence and they still win this group. But listen, ever since Spain's golden generation faded about a decade ago, this country haven't really done much at all. Twice above, they haven't won a knockout game since the Euro 2012 final. That is utterly depressing. The last time Spain won a knockout game of football, Payphone was #1 in the charts. That is so long ago. But to be fair, Luis Enrique has them in good shape. They recently beat Germany 6-0. Yeah, 3 easy wins, 9 points. Second, Poland. Poland have the best striker in the world in their squad. That is the only reason I'm tipping them to finish above Sweden. The return of Zlatan Ibrahimovic was clearly about as anticlimactic as the Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather boxing fight. If I wanted to see 2 adult men hug each other for an hour, I'd just watch the Friends reunion. Actually, James Corden is the host. Nah, excuse me, while I just eat a chunk of sellotape instead. But yeah, the return of Ibra after a 5-year exile. Don't worry, I'm back! Oh no, wait, he's just injured his knee a few months before his 40th birthday. So, is that it? He's just gonna scuttle back into international retirement now? I mean, probably. Listen, the fact Poland are coached by Paulo Sousa, it would worry you. Because it's like finding out your child's personal swimming teacher was actually just released from prison. I mean, come on. This is a man who's been sacked in England, Wales, Hungary, Israel, Switzerland, Italy, China, and France. He's essentially done a world tour of picking up P-45s. Having such an erratic man in the dugout. Again, if you were boarding an EasyJet flight to Egypt, only to notice a drunken chimpanzee in the cockpit, I don't think you'd be at ease. Lewandowski will help them beat Slovakia and Russia. They'll lose to Spain and then snatch a draw with Sweden to sneak through on 4 points. Third, Sweden. Again, if Ibrahimovic was here, then it might be a different story, even though Sweden actually did better without him at the 2018 World Cup. But listen, it's an old, stale squad. Price above, Sebastian Larsson's still getting a game. Pretty sure he now has the stamina of a sloth with hemorrhoids. Sorry, Sweden, you'll get a stale 0-0 draw with Slovakia, and then maybe a 1-1 draw with Poland, 2 points, third, and home time. And hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is another Scandinavian fairy tale a la Denmark 92. And sure, if I'm wrong, if Sweden end up winning this tournament, then go on. I'll get a tattoo of Pontus Jansson on my body. Right here on my nose, let's go! Nah, I'd rather give Boris Johnson the public exam. Fourth, Slovakia. Ah yes, the country who've taken Ireland's place. I'm sorry, nothing against this country. I'm sure it's beautiful and swimming with history and architecture. It's nothing personal against Slovakia, but I do hope your team crumbles like soggy custard creams this month. And it will, I mean, come on. This is such a bang average Slovak outfit where there's nothing there to really threaten the big boys. You'll scrape a draw with Sweden, but sorry lads. Bottom of the pile on one sad and lonely point. Group F. First, Portugal. Portugal are the ones to watch. This is is a group of death, yes, but the current European Championship holders have nothing to fear. Normally, yeah, they would. I mean, in every other Portugal team during Ronaldo's 100 caps, then yeah, being tossed into a group with France and Germany, oh, they'd feel like eating their own hand. But I'm sorry, not only are Portugal blessed with attacking talent going forward, but are we forgetting they've also got Ruben Dias? Arguably the world's most informed centre-back and rock-solid leader in defence. They're also in the hands of a man who's already won the tournament 5 years ago. And wait, just not a cherry on the top. Just throw in the fact they're also armed with a 5-time Ballon d'Or winner. This is without a doubt the best Portuguese side I've ever seen in my life. This team have Bruno Fernandes and a £100 million rated playmaker who plays in his position and has just won the league. I mean, this is mouth-watering. Anyway, it's a rematch with Hungary, the same Hungary team we nearly dumped them out of Euro 2016 in the group stage. That was a 3-3 draw. No, this time out, it's going to be a comfortable 3-0 win for the Portuguese. Then travelling to Munich to face Germany. A tough test, but I reckon they'll show some defensive steel, and then a late sucker punch to win 2-1, which will be a mammoth win, and then an entertaining 2-2 draw with France in Budapest. Top of the table with 7 points. Second, France. Again, France will be looking for revenge after Portugal denied them the Euro 2016 title win on home soil, but to be fair, they've since won the World Cup, so they're probably not exactly too bothered. But again, this is another ridiculously talented squad dripping with talent. I reckon they'll be held to a tight and stale 0-0 draw with Germany and Munich. They'll obviously swat Hungary aside with these, maybe a 4-0 win, and then that 2-2 draw with the Portuguese. So I make that second place on 5 points. Third, Germany. This must be the least optimistic German fans have ever been for an international tournament. I mean, you'd think, what's the problem? The last 3 Champions League finals have been won by German managers. A German just scored the winner in the final. No, the issue is that Joachim Löw is in charge of the national team for a 15th straight year. We already know they've decided to get rid of him, so what's the point? This is like taking a dead dog for a walk, or bringing your ex-wife to a high school reunion. It won't end well for you. It's just going to end in tears. The man is leaving after this tournament, but Christ above, just go now. Just hand over the reins to a fresh Hansi Flick, because Löw is a beleaguered shell of a man, just the German Arsene Wenger. Stale ideas, the players have stopped listening, and now it's just embarrassing. The talent is there, but inside the last year, you've lost by 6 goals against Spain, getting beaten at home by North Macedonia. Home advantage will help them squeak a draw with France, but a defeat to Portugal will leave them praying for a win against Hungary, and they will. 1-0, Serge Gnabry winner in a tense match, but a world of pain awaits them in the knockout rounds. Fourth, Hungary. I mean, do I really need to explain this one? So that's it. The 2 third-place teams that don't make it through are Sweden and Russia. 2 points and 3 points respectively. Although let's be honest, it's gonna come down to goal difference between them and Wales. Trust me lads, this could even be an utter nightmare for the Welsh. Anyway, that's it for those. Let me know, what do you think? Alright, let me know in the comments. Have I got this all wrong? Most probably, but you know what? I think this makes a lot of sense. Let me know in the comments section below, what do you think is going to be the layout of the groups? Who's going to finish where? Who's not going to make it? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.